like you mentioned, won the lottery, awesome. But now what to invest in? And there's a million and one opinions online, people and advisors and so on. How did you go through that and what did you decide?
Yeah, I mean, so, part of me was for a certain amount of time you have the money that you're going to pay taxes, right? But it's like that can be significant and you want to earn interest on that while you have it. So part of my thinking was I want to deploy this money as quickly as possible so I can get something. But also I need to make sure it's not super risky because I actually have to give this money away.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't want to take a huge loss and then have to give it away or whatever. But going back, so I deployed my capital very quickly. If I could go back, I would have been slower about it. But I kind of was in the mindset I need to get this deployed because every day is X amount and whatever. But I think that was kind of naive thinking. So when I first deployed, I actually gave a good chunk of it to a wealth management company. I had talked with many wealth management companies, and I settled on one that I liked the best. They do more than just like here's your bonds and here's your stocks, and that's kind of what we're doing for you. And maybe they'll do some, tax loss harvesting. They do more with alternative assets and things like that. So that kind of was, very interesting to me. And actually that turned out to be, what kind of saved a lot of the portfolio last year when things were down, stocks and bonds. So I really like them. So I gave them a big chunk, but then I was like, I want to kind of do some of my own investing. And, I tried kind of different things with different amounts and seeing what kind of worked. Some angel investing, some real estate, some private credit, a lot of different things trying to get by. I mean, I last year was difficult, I think, for many. Luckily, I beat the market, which just means I was less negative than the market. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of interesting. I think going through that process made me realize, okay, here's really where I should concentrate. Here's what I should do. Giving more control. I was very even though I really liked the wealth management company, I was very obviously I'm trying to be conservative and I want to maintain this money throughout my life. So thinking through, being conservative even with them, even though I like them and I, did research on them, just being like, I still don't necessarily trust them completely. But, now that I've seen them operate, being more trusting with them, giving them more control over what they do with the funds and giving them a little bit.
Was your thought like, I'll give it a go for a year and then see what it looks like, or kind of hawkishly just looking at everything and double checking and so on?
Yeah, it was more that, just kind of like double checking and seeing where things are. And yeah, I mean, some mistakes I've made and, some is just market timing that it's just, you can't do much about, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think learning through that, but I think it's given me a much better idea of how to manage things going forward. And then also, if I do, maybe, if I'm lucky enough to have another event like this, I can kind of manage it much better.